Well, how the heck are you? Long time no see, guys. Tex here with you. Hope you're staying safe and well no matter where you are watching in the world. And thank you for all your support. We are so close to 1,000 subscribers on YouTube. It's a small number, I know, but a proud number for Ads and I. So if you haven't already, please hit that subscribe button, turn on that notification bell, and get updates every single day that we go live here at UTG, sharing with you exactly what we are seeing, exactly what we are charting. We do this because we love to see you succeed, and we love this community, and we do it all off our back because we love what we do. So thank you very much for joining us, unitytradinggroup.com, for all the guides and everything that we do here at UTG as well. All right, let's get into this. Bitcoin has been a fun month so far. We know historically that April is a good month of trading. Looking back over the last number of years, you may have seen the graph and the stats that I've been posting inside Discord, how it shows that April is typically a very good month for trading gains on the back of March, which is typically a bad month for trading gains, which we saw a little bit of, quite a bit of volatility last month. A lot more alts now recovering and seeing runs. BTC notably, nothing too crazy or out of the norm. We saw ETH make new all-time highs again recently as well, and a bunch of coins, Dent doing crazy things, XRP doing crazy things, TRX doing crazy things, a lot of which were shared inside the Discord. So if you haven't joined us inside there, it's free. We do everything free and share, and it's an incredible community of people. So let's get into this. BTC. Nothing too notable going on with BTC at this exact moment, which is good because when we consolidate and we head sideways with BTC, it allows the alts to have their moments, which is exactly what we've been seeing. So really with BTC, since we made this high on the 14th of March and then this low again on the 25th of March, we headed back up and made this what I believe now is going to be a pretty solid trend line and a level full of for the next sort of bounce. When we get back down towards this 55K level, we're kind of just consolidating right now between this 56 level and this 59 level, as we've been doing for the last week and a half, and that's when we've seen these alts have these really nice little runs. A lot of fun lately. It's good to have a bit of fun again trading after some time off. So looking at where we are now, where we're really making a bit of a descending structure at this point, although we're in a consolidating range. We're not making significant higher highs, and we won't be making any significant higher highs until we break through this 61K level. And then from there, I think the rocket ships will be fueled, and we'll see a pretty quick run if we don't double top at this area. So looking at where we are now, we're making lower lows here, and I think we will end up seeing a double bounce back down towards this 55K level, which is what we've seen a little bit of lately, or historically, I suppose. After coins have runs, we head down pretty aggressively towards an area, we bounce, and then we double bottom before we make a decision on whether we continue the uptrend or we start to make newer lows. But looking at where we are now, I've had this diagonal drawn in for quite a bit of time, so hence the reason why you might be looking at that going, that doesn't really make any sense. So looking at where we are now, we're kind of in this triangle formation, and seemingly after making this 1-2 touches on this trend line, this would be the next level for me if we can't break through this 61 and 78.6. Even if we do get back towards this 78.6, I would be looking to sort of, take a little bit of profit or start layering out personally before we start heading back up towards that 61 level, where I would likely anticipate a double top there or a quick blow off top. And then I would reassess what would happen from there, whether we hold this level and then continue up towards our fib extension 65, 66.5, or we sort of simmer like what we're seeing on ETH at the moment, which I'm going to get to in just a second. So that's my thoughts on BTC right now. Let this fucker consolidate for as long as it would like to, because it's going to allow me to make more money trading alts, which is where the fun is for me at the moment. LTC, this coin is like the bane of my existence at the moment. 240 was a nice target to hit, although I had scaled out of a good amount of the LTC that I had held for what seemed like an eternity at the moment. So I'm back in. I am back in LTC. I got some buys down towards 218, 226, and I've got some more buys laid down towards this sort of 206 golden pocket level around 200 on the off chance that we get there. A lot of coins making these triangle formations and breakouts, which we're seeing. Again, I've had this drawn in since this point, so since the 14th of March, making that triangle formation. That was a beautiful triangle formation, rejected. We made a high low from here. We broke out pretty aggressively up towards that level where we double topped. And that's why I say that with BTC, we might see a double top as we get towards our significant levels. And with F, I'll show you something very similar in just a second as well. So with LTC, we double topped at this region. We didn't make a higher high. So it leads me to believe that once we head back up towards 240, which I'm confident we will ultimately, that there won't be a great deal of resistance holding that back. So I'm holding LTC. I'm not going to be actively trading it too much. We broke out. We got a beautiful retest, like to the dollar, of this downtrend line and or the triangle formation, and then we're back up towards this 23 fib at 227. So the good thing is that we held this 215 level. I think looking at where we are now, looking at gravy train, the likely level would be between sort of, in my opinion, sort of between sort of 210 and 215 are the levels that I want to see hold if we're going to continue back up towards that 240 level. You can see that in the way of that, though, is this level where we've rejected a couple of times before or had pretty significant dumps, being that 229 level. So with this formation, I feel like I've seen this enough times historically to know that there could be a bit of a consolidation period from here, but as long as we hold above this overall trend line, and we've got a new one here being made now where we're making higher lows and higher highs, I'm feeling pretty confident overall now with LTC. I'm feeling pretty confident overall with the entire market as a whole, despite these pullbacks that we're seeing. In my opinion, and it's not financial advice, these dips are for buying at the moment, and you can get pretty quick little wins too, where you see for example, like Dent today it dropped significantly, but it did 17% in the space of like 2 or 3 hours. So when we do dip significantly like that, if you've got the balls and you've got the know-how, you can pick up some coins pretty cheap and make pretty quick little scalp moves or intraday holds, which can pay dividends if you've got the time to be able to do it. Like I said, I did it on LTC. I've done it on a couple of other coins, which I'm not going to share, but you can do that yourself. Don't take what I say as gospel. So that's where we're sitting at the moment. Our EMA cluster again sits between 215, 206. We're sitting above our EMA cluster, our 50, 100, and 200 EMA. We saw what happens every time that we do this with LTC. We do have nice runs. So again, I'm expecting that to play out. I'm feeling good about LTC, and the TA is looking okay. So overall, this is something that I'll hold for a little bit. And not to rant, but I'm finding now, again, when I'm not able to be in front of the screens as much, I'm taking far better quality, longer term trades. I'm not looking for 1 day trades, 2 day trades. I'm happy to sit in positions, have a slightly looser stop loss, or go back to that strategy that I shared inside Discord a couple of months ago during like the mini alt season that we had, where I would buy a portion of a coin, and then rather than having too tight of stops, I'd have quite loose stops. Or alternatively, I would have buys lower down, and I would dollar cost average without selling out of my original position to bring my overall buy price down and to accumulate more as we dip. And that paid dividends. It's slightly risky, but you got to understand the environment that we're in order to be able to do that. So again, that's what I'm doing at the moment. All right, FUSD. Let's have a little bit of a look. And you're seeing, very similar formations here, right? F, LTC, BTC, all making very similar formations as you would expect. But when one does something, it gives you a cue to look for the others to do the same thing. So looking at where we are now with F, again, we made an all-time high. And one thing that I said here is obviously be cautious for a double top. We didn't quite get that, but we got $132 over. And that's why I say the same thing with LTC. Once we head up past that 240, or with that BTC sort of 60 plus K level, always be cautious of those blow off tops. Don't get caught in the euphoria of new all-time highs and double down on positions. Wait till the market tells you what it wants to do. So looking at where we are now, we've busted through this previous supply and this previous high, making a new all-time high, that 2131 or 2155 level, depending on where you are looking, and then retested this supply zone where we've kind of busted through that a little bit now, and then hit this 88 fib, and are just kind of chilling in this region for the time being. So our zone seems between sort of 1950 and 2137 is kind of the zone that we're playing in at the moment. So looking at our MA cluster, aligns pretty well with our fib levels and our trend lines. If we put on Gravy Train, again, you can go to unitytradinggroup.com/Gravy Train if you want to pick this up. This tool has just been like crazy accurate. We're so happy with what we've created here. It's insane. And as with Unicon as well. So looking at Unicon, we do have this downward tick now, which called pretty much the literal top. Unicon is one of our custom indicators that I have not found a coin or a pair that is more accurate with Unicon than ETH. So when these super trend exits tell me that it's time to exit out of a position, I don't always do it, but I certainly pay attention. So looking at that pair with Gravy Train, we are making descending or lower lows at this point. So I wouldn't be surprised for us to head back down towards sort of this 1930 or this 1860 level. I think still overall for ETH, you can see the structure that we're making. It's still pretty healthy. So as long as we kind of hold these levels, ideally hold this 1930 level, again, I think we may come back down, double bottom, and from there we'll make a decision. I've still got my spot buys all the way down from like 1320 and in the 900s for ETH that I'm not selling. So I'm holding on to this. I'm happy for it to do its thing. It's just going to continue doing its thing and playing along. So no issue there with that. Some of the other coins, I'm not going to get into it because I want to keep this nice and short. ETC. If ETH continues doing its thing, ETC USDT is absolutely one to watch. I said that back down at like the $6-7 mark. I said it at the $3 mark originally with ETC. Every time ETH USD runs, ETC has its moment on the back of that. So absolutely one to watch in the next few days. I really think there could be some good movements from ETC in the next few days or the next week. XRP we'll have a quick look at. Again, and this is what I mean with Gravy Train. It's absolutely ridiculous. My original entry was back down here at 66 cents, wrote it up, started layering out, probably a little bit too early, admittedly, but we had this big run up past the dollar coin. And I said back down here at this level before I entered at 66, I said, hey, XRP is looking really ETH-like at the moment. It's definitely one to watch. So if you did jump on that, have a drink on UTG, because that definitely would have made you a few bucks. Looking down at the 1 hour time frame, we had this little triangle, this little pennant, a breakout, and we're seemingly having what looks like a little bit of a retest of this at the moment. But looking at the higher time frames, again, I anticipate that we'll probably see a double bottom around this 90 cent level, or at least consolidate between 90 cents and about a buck. Potentially back down towards this golden pocket level, but I'm with the run that it's had at the moment, there's not really too much telling where it will go, but certainly it's looking very, very good for XRP. And Ads and I said this on episode 1 of the UTG show, going back a couple of months ago. When people are talking about coins and they're bashing them so heavily, you pay attention. But with coins like XRP, Brad Garlinghouse is a pretty smart guy. They got a lot of money behind XRP. They will fight tooth and nail with the SEC to get this resolved and get them back, but being where they are. So, Ads and I said it was maybe a little ignorant to count XRP out. So all the people that have been bashing XRP, I don't really care about who the fuck runs it, who works for it, what it is. If it makes me money, I'm going to trade it. And it's made us money. So we'll continue trading it. So definitely XRP will be one on my trade list for the next little bit as well. What else am I looking at? TRX is one that I'm actively in at the moment, and you'll notice my charts change a little bit depending on supply and demand, trend lines, itchy. Some people have called it like disco lights, like seizure material, whatever you want to call it, with all the shit that I have on my chart. It's just what suits me. But if you go to Twitter and you look at a guy called Kaleo, Keleo, massive crypto baller, like trades with millions of dollars of positions, and he trades a little bit like this, and this is kind of where I've taken a little bit of inspiration from lately, from doing it quite a number of years ago, is doing crazy things like connecting tops, with trend lines, and seeing where you get rejections, or seeing where you get levels where you break above. Just silly things. I'm drawing multiple trend lines and I'm finding that they're being respected, whether it be like this. Had you have drawn your trend lines back here and then we had a dip from here, you could have forecasted where a potential dip was, which is exactly where I bought here on the 50 fib. And I'm making some bucks off that at the moment. Steamroller gives you confirmation. Our UTG MACD gives us confirmation. And now our UTG RSI has given us confirmation that we're back into a healthy position, or a position where you need to be paying attention on TRX. And I'm in this position. And I'm going to continue to hold that. It's doing really, really good things in the last couple of months. So don't be afraid to play around and get creative with your charts and your trend lines. It might look stupid. You might get ridiculed. But don't ever be embarrassed to share what you draw to how you trade inside our Discord. There's no judgments, and I'm doing this publicly here right now, and I'm happy to be bashed by it. So yeah, don't be afraid to get a little bit freaky with your charts and do weird things, because they can often pay dividends. All right, a couple of others that I'm looking at the moment. ICX, USDT, Tezos is another one that I'm looking at, and OMG is another one that's having some really nice moments at the moment. Don't forget about ETC, USDT, and the majors of ADA, of course, as well. Don't forget this month, better quality trades, less trades. Don't exit your positions too quick. And don't buy into positions too quick as well. Take your time. There's going to be profits made this month. Don't chase the moon coins, and don't listen to everyone that you hear on Twitter. Take your time, trust your TA, back yourself, and I hope you make some money from this. If you want to talk more, come into the Discord, UTG, unitytradinggroup.com. We'd love to see you over there. Incredible community, no judgments, and all we want to do is see you succeed. So thank you very much for joining me. I am Tex. I'll see you on the next episode, and bye for now.